I wasn't going to do this, but I was reading on forums and stuff. This is a Mighty Magnum antenna specialist antenna. I've taken it apart. Has the status ball, all the little parts and the radials are there. But what I've been delving into is, it appears to look like wood is an insulator of some sort for your matching coil, your DC ground drain, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to rewind that. I already have some 12 gauge wire, magnet wire, to wind that coil again. But what I've been reading, or have read, is that, see, this was in here. This tube was up inside here with that wood material. This looks like a rubber expansion plug. Now, I was playing heck. Pull that tube back out. Playing heck with trying to get this wood out of this, or whatever this filling is. Well, I was able to get that tube out of here, which obviously the other end of that wood is right here and keeps it a certain distance in there. Insulating material. This was above that wood, so the wood would be down here on the bolt side, and this was like a plug. It was in there. The antenna's upside down right now, the tube, but it was in there like this. Okay, now let me show you something else, because what I found out is what people have been saying: high SWR in the rain. Well, somebody had stainless steel screws in there and I couldn't drill them out, so I had to open it up. I had to split it. But basically, I'm going to show you something here. Where is it? Oh, right there. Would you look at that bulge? That's from water coming down in, filling up in this tube, or what didn't seep past that rubber plug that was about right here, laid there and froze and expanded it. So my theory is that, like I say, this would be up. If that wasn't sealed correctly from the next stage and the next stage and the next stage, that water, or just even in humidity and sweating, temperature changes, the inside of that tubing will condensate. Okay, now you have to have it somewhere for it to drain. Like, the water has to drain. It can't lay in there. Just like when I do that 4-element Hornet. There's a 6-element Hornet. There's a 4-element Finco up on the pole right now. Yeah, you don't put the caps on the elements. You don't put rope in the freaking elements. They're going to make noise. They're going to vibrate. It doesn't matter. If there's a place to trap water, right here is a prime example. If you live in a cold climate, which we do, northwest Pennsylvania, that's what's going to happen. So, this plug, this rubber expansion plug, will not go back into that antenna. If it does, there'll be a hole drilled above this plug. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but I don't think it would be a wise idea. I mean, it's been in there since the late 60s. So, yeah, other than cleaning up this bracket, I might just make a new one out of aluminum. This is steel, obviously. But I need to rewind this coil. I mean, I think the enameling of the wire looks like it's was rubbing off. So I'm just going to just wind a new coil for it. And then if I have a little bit of a mismatch, I'll just have to make it up in the length of the antenna, the overall length. But I got to get that nut off, that brass nut's kind of foobar. And I need to see what this is going to look like in here and how to release this piece of wood or whatever the heck it is. So that's what I'm working on with this Mighty Magnum, Super Magnum. I don't know what they're called. I didn't have any paperwork. Like I said, this is from an old ham that I used to know. I used to talk to on the radio clear back when I got into radio when I was 10 years old. He's no longer around. His house fell into disrepair. Nobody's around, and this was laying on the ground almost. So the pipe rotted off at the bottom. So I managed to swing by and get it before the house fell on it, or somebody scrapped it for aluminum or whatnot. But there's a couple cracks in this protection tube. I might just replace that with a piece of pipe, maybe. You know, paint it with some UV resistant paint. Or I don't even know what I could do with this. But yeah, there's a crack here. All that really does is just cover this insulated section and protect it from the main elements of the weather. But, and this was red, so, and it has the drain hole down here, but it's kind of a little ineffective if the drain hole would be more or less clear up in here somewhere. You'd think that you'd want the drain hole, you know, lower, but yeah, just a little. I was doing some Sunday work on antennas. I had the 4-element Hornet up and running it, and well, the gamma match that I had to redo, I didn't have the right materials, and I was going to take the gamma match, the Mako gamma match that I have on the Finco 4-element that I adapted for that. Oh, shit, you can't even see it. Yeah, that was kind of pointless. Come out here and look. But I had it set up where if I laid that Finco down, it would lay right down on top of the 4-element Hornet. So I had to take it down regardless. So it's back up on the rack with the part of the, I'm just going to call it the Mighty Magnum, because I don't know if it's the Super Magnum, or I haven't delved into this that far to find out. Just things that I've read about the tuning. The SWR would go up in the rain and things of that nature. So imagine with that plug inside the tubing, and the tubing slowly filling up with water, that's going to make any antenna I've ever had that had water in the elements, beams, anything, like if a mud dauber built a nest, and you're like, what in the world's going on with my match in the rain? And you're thinking it's the rain. Well, yeah, it is the rain, but there's something else causing it. It's not just because there's water on your antenna. Good possibility it's inside of it. So, but yeah, we're delving into this. And the center tap's still good. I gotta see how that attaches, if it just passes through and solders or what. But yeah, it was just held on with a self-tapping screw, more or less. And where is that? It was all waldered out, so it wasn't making good connection. The lower channels, it was pretty good, like down in the 26.4s. Somebody could have had it tuned originally. I don't know what that guy talked on. He was in his 70s when I started talking to him, and that was when I was 10, and I'm 38 now. So that tells you something, how long this antenna was up. So who knows what he would have had it tuned for. I really didn't know about that stuff back when I started, but It looks like a dowel and maybe some kind of an epoxy around it, maybe. I can't really... It's different material around the outside of the wood, so I don't know, I might take the torch and just heat it up and see if it'll either catch on fire or, you know, just burn out of there. I really don't want to ruin the tubing, but it is just a piece of tubing with a couple holes, and all it was holding this up into that was a roll pin. Like, you just had to push a roll pin out, that come out, and that roll pin, which is right there, kept this whole piece from sliding down. You'd slide it up, and that's how I got the roll pin out, and that's how that come out. So I was hoping I was driving that piece of wood out while I was driving that whole piece of pipe out, and I didn't realize it. But yeah, there's hardly any information at all on these antennas. I think Mower Junkie 151 down there in South Carolina, he actually has one in pretty good shape, but he didn't have to delve into it this far. And the only other video, there's El Paso, and I'm in Western Pennsylvania. Talk to him like it's AT&T. Yeah, we'll try it. How about it, Hans? How about it, Hans? 284, Western Pennsylvania, Dawn.
What's up, Don? Sounding good in El Paso again.
Oh, Roger, Roger. I'm just catching you on a little video I'm going to put on YouTube there, Roger.
You did what? Do that again. Say that again.
I'm going to post a video on YouTube. I was doing a video on an antenna, an old antenna Specialist Mighty Magnum that I'm tearing apart and fixing. And you just kind of come right in there while I was doing the video, so I'm catching you on the video for.
Hey, Roger, copy that.
All right, I'll let you get back to it there. I'm going to end my video here, and just so you know, you got 284 Western Pennsylvania, and I believe that is the triple nickel, Hans, down there in El Paso, Texas.
Hey, Roger, Don. Kind of funny. Every time we want to talk, some of them AMers come in there, huh? Anyway, catch you a little bit later. Thanks for shouting. 555 on the far east side of El Paso, Phil.
Just like that. So that's why I do this. I talked to them guys way back in 2014. And what time of day is it right now? I can't even see my phone. It's getting close to 7 in the evening. You know, the time change. It's dark. But what's funny is he's in El Paso. I'm in northwest Pennsylvania. And my beam antenna is pointed west. So I'm definitely catching them. If I had turned it south, would pick them up a lot better when the conditions rolled in there. But yeah, that's what we're working on, and trying to resurrect this one. Already, I don't think I posted any videos for the Hornet 4 element yet to my YouTube channel, but I had that up on Saturday morning, was testing it out Saturday evening, and just took it down this morning on Sunday. Because I do need to bring that fin code down and do a little adjustment on the gamma. But yeah, I acquired this 6-element Hornet with paperwork from the original owner, moving to Florida, wanted to see it go to somebody that would use it. So I need to get my tower. I got my Ham 3 rotor with the brakes, so we'll be good with that. I got miscellaneous parts of antennas. There's actually a super scanner in that jumble mess. There's parts of a moonraker in that mess. And some other miscellaneous parts of antennas that I've had over the years. I'm actually going to stop and see if somebody wants to have me take down a CLR2 that's been up forever and it looks like it's going to fall. And I see that one every day on my way to and from work. And I actually just dropped a note off at somebody's house that has an old Mako V58 on their chimney that's sagging in very poor shape. But yeah, I like getting these old antennas down. I mean, for what the new ones cost, you crazy. What was it? 2016, a Mako V58 was $100. Go tell me, go on the internet and come back and tell me what they cost now. I had a Super Penetrator, a new version from DX Engineering, and when did I buy that? 2014. It was cost me $159 with tax, and it was at my door in 3 days. Now, go and look at DX Engineering and see what the cost of a new Super Penetrator 500 costs. It's ridiculous. Everything's ridiculous anymore, and it's just getting crazy. And people say, well, why bother with this old stuff? And you can get a new one. Just go buy a new one. Well, I never was that type of person to just go buy a new one of something. I guess I like putting myself through the misery, some would say, but, you know, that's how you learn. That's how you learn to do things on your own. Well, asking questions and making things work that used to, the intended purpose was what you're trying to use it for, but you're not soaking hundreds of dollars into something. This, altogether, that wire on the radio there, that enameled wire, it cost me $13. I'm going to have some money and some hardware in it by the time all is said and done, and then if I need a piece of fiberglass rod that will fit up into that, and a little bit of soldering, and some polishing up with the bronze wire wheel. So I guess I'll end it. That's kind of a long video, but who knows if I'll even be able to upload it. Yeah, some progress has been made around the hacienda. So that was kind of cool. Hans jumped in there while I was doing this video. So, but yeah, that's just to prove that that happens all the time, and talk to him just like that. Conditions are out a little bit right now, probably because it's raining and a little bit of snow, and just ain't perfect around this time of day, but we can talk. Anywho, have a wonderful upcoming week.